The first page of my bullet journal is the key page. It contains all the symbols I'll use throughout the journal. The first thing I do is find the center of the page. I want the word key at the top and I want it right in the middle. Then I'll use my stencil to draw in the letters. Since I know where the center is, I'll start with the E. I'm using my 01 Pigma Micron marker. Then I evenly space the Y and the K on either side. I like to use the key stencil under the word to make it interesting. Next, I'll start writing in the symbols. Most of the symbols come from the book, The Bullet Journal Method by Ryder Carroll, the original creator of the bullet journal. I use a dot for any tasks. These are things that need to be done but don't have a specific time. When a task is complete, I cross it out with an X. If I don't finish a task and I have to move it to the next week, it gets a right-pointing arrow. If it needs to be rescheduled for a time that's not yet written in my journal, it gets scheduled and goes into the future log. I use an open circle for an event. An event is an appointment or something that needs to be completed at a specific time. When the event is completed, I cross it off with an X. If there's something I need to remember and it's not a task to be done, it's called a note, and I use a dash for that. If something is important, I'll put an exclamation point in front of the symbol. I sometimes include my goals in my journal. If I do, I use a square to show that it's a goal. When it's complete, I fill it in with red. If I have to migrate it or move it to another time, I use a red right-pointing arrow inside the square. Now I'll draw a circle in the key to make the hole that you use to hang it. And then I'll start coloring in the word and the key to make the page look nice. I'm using a pink-colored pencil for the word key and brown for the key. Next, I'm going to create shadows on the word and key to give it some interest. I'll do this by drawing a thicker line on the right and below. At the bottom of my key page, I also include the total number of rows and columns. This way, when I want to divide the page, I can go back to these numbers and I don't have to count the total each time. The last thing I do is go to the index page and note which page this section starts on. See you next time.